Is Victor Wembanyama finally getting the championship-caliber roster he deserves? After that incredible medical clearance from his blood clot recovery and the massive additions of De'Aaron Fox, Luke Kornet, and Kelly Olynyk, the Spurs just made one more front-court move that has everyone scratching their heads. Bismack Biyombo is officially back in San Antonio on a one-year deal, and while the front office is calling it veteran leadership, the real question burning through Spurs Nation is this: does bringing back a 3-year-old center who averaged 5.1 points really move the needle for championship contention? I'm about to break down why this signing might be the most overlooked strategic move of the offseason, or proof that San Antonio is playing it way too safe when they should be going all in. What's up, Spurs fans? Welcome back to Spurs Quick News, where we break down the black and silver with passion and precision. Hope y'all are feeling that championship energy, because we're diving deep into a signing that might seem boring on the surface, but tells us everything about the Spurs' 2025-26 strategy. Can Wemby truly carry this franchise back to title contention with role players like Biyombo, or does this move prove the front office is still missing the killer instinct to make bold championship moves? Drop your takes in the comments. I want to hear if you think this is smart depth building or playing it too conservative. Trust me, what I reveal about the real reason they brought Biyombo back might completely change how you see this entire roster construction. Let's start with the brutal truth. Bismack Biyombo's 2024-25 numbers were absolutely forgettable. In 28 games with the Spurs, starting 26 of them during Wemby's blood clot absence, Biyombo put up 5.1 points and 5.6 rebounds while shooting 58.8% from the field. Those are the kind of numbers that scream, he's just there. But here's what the stat sheet doesn't tell you: the Spurs were desperate for front court depth last season. When Wembanyama went down in February with that life-threatening deep vein thrombosis, Biyombo stepped into the starting lineup and provided exactly what San Antonio needed: a warm body who could rebound, protect the rim, and not completely destroy offensive possessions. Now, with Luke Kornet locked up on a 4-year, $41 million deal and Kelly Olynyk acquired via trade, you'd think Biyombo would be expendable. But here's the kicker: this might actually be the smartest depth move the Spurs have made. Think about it this way, Spurs fans. The front office just watched their generational talent almost have his career threatened by a blood clot. Victor Wembanyama was officially cleared to return just this past July after being diagnosed with deep vein thrombosis that ended his season in February. The medical staff found that clot just in time. We're talking about a condition that could have been fatal if it traveled to his lungs. That changes everything about how you build a roster around Wemby. This isn't about Biyombo being a difference maker. This is about having ironclad insurance at the center position. When you've got a 7'4" franchise cornerstone who just went through a major health scare, you don't mess around with depth. What do you think? Is this the right approach, or should the Spurs be taking bigger risks to maximize Wemby's championship window? Let me know in the comments. Here's where it gets interesting. Biyombo isn't coming back to be a starter. Luke Kornet just signed a 4-year, $41 million deal with San Antonio after averaging 6 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 1 blocks for the championship-winning Celtics. And don't sleep on that Kelly Olynyk trade. The Spurs gave up Malaki Branham and Blake Wesley to get a veteran big who shot 41.8% from 3 last season. That's the kind of floor spacing that makes Wembanyama's life so much easier. So where does Biyombo fit? Think of him as the ultimate safety net. 15 to 20 minutes per night, eat up fouls against physical teams, give Wemby and Kornet rest without completely tanking the defense. It's not sexy, but championship teams need players who know their role and execute it perfectly. The real question is, can this supporting cast help Wembanyama make his first playoff run? Because let's be real, with De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, and now this improved front court depth, the Spurs are building something special. If you're loving this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into every Spurs move. Let's zoom out for a second and talk about what really matters. Is this team ready to compete in the loaded Western Conference? Wembanyama was averaging 24.3 points, 11 rebounds, 3.8 blocks and 3.7 assists per game when he was shut down in February, numbers that only Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has ever achieved in NBA history. Add De'Aaron Fox's explosive scoring and playmaking, plus the continued development of reigning Rookie of the Year Stephon Castle, and you've got a core that can absolutely make some noise. But here's the hard truth. Championship teams are built on the margins. It's not just about your stars, it's about having guys like Biyombo who can step in during crucial moments without blowing leads or giving up easy buckets. The Boston Celtics just won a title with Luke Kornet playing meaningful minutes. The Denver Nuggets have dominated with guys like DeAndre Jordan and Reggie Jackson filling specific roles. Depth matters, especially in a conference where one injury can derail your entire season. Here's my take. This Biyombo signing is exactly what championship contending teams do. It's not flashy. It's not going to generate highlights. But it's the kind of move that wins you games in March when guys are banged up and rotations get tight. The Spurs learned a hard lesson last season about the importance of front court depth. When Wembanyama went down, they scrambled to find bodies. This year, they've got Kornet, Olynyk, and now Biyombo as their insurance policy. Is it enough to win a championship? That depends on how much Wemby, Fox, and Castle continue to develop. But as a foundation piece, as a guy who knows the system and can contribute when called upon, absolutely. What's your prediction for the Spurs this season? Playoff push or another development year? Drop your thoughts below. If you got value from this breakdown, hit that like button and share this with another Spurs fan who needs to understand why this boring signing might actually be brilliant roster construction. The Spurs are building something special around Wembanyama, and moves like this prove they're thinking championship-level depth, not just star power. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a beat during what could be the most exciting era of Spurs basketball since the Big Three. Until next time, stay silver and black, stay sharp. Peace.